Check.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Check.
Yep. Hey, how are you? It's Kevan, Kenney. Welcome to a brand new episode of On the Record. Our guests today, ex-ambassadors.
What's going on?
What's up?
How are you guys?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Hanging in there?
Yeah, just got some coffee in our systems.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
right, in the
that's all
morning?
you need.
It is early, by the way, early for interview standards. I guess it's not like a radio morning, but
It's not that early.
It's
It's
still prior to
musician
noon.
early, you know. It's there's a whole different type of time scale when you're dealing with musicians and bands and that
Yeah.
kind of thing, you know.
Absolutely. Now, Ithaca natives.
Yeah, Casey and I are Ithaca natives. Adam is the
from LA.
one from
I'm
LA.
the-
I'm
born
the
and
one,
raised in
but
LA?
I'm the one
Born and
repping LA
raised.
today with my Dodgers hat.
Oh, yeah, look, you're representing
Same
I
Dodgers
live
hat.
I live right by Dodger Stadium in LA, and the Dodgers were my dad's team growing up. So I actually have a very close connection with the Dodgers. So
As do I.
I'm legitimate.
Is he a Brooklyn Dodgers guy?
He's a Brooklyn Dodgers
Wow.
guy. So he was
Moved
born
with
in
them.
Brooklyn and went to, when he was like 3, moved to LA with his family the same year that the
gonna
Brooklyn
say.
Dodgers moved to LA
Wow.
to be
What
the
timing.
LA Dodgers.
You know, we're going to talk about Ithaca because you're doing something really cool this weekend in Ithaca, New York. We'll get to in a second. But I've never been to that city myself, that town myself. What are the characteristics of an Ithaca native? Because I know you guys are very proud Ithaca natives.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the coolest things is that it's hard to stereotype an Ithaca native because there's everyone from college professors and, Ivy League students to really strange individuals who you never really know their name, but they just sort of hang out downtown, and that kind of, and everywhere in between, it's just like, there's a variety there, man. And I think it's honestly, especially as far as upstate New York goes, it's probably the most diverse city, in the area.
If you were an open-minded, good-natured, left-leaning
Yeah.
person, you fit the category
Yeah,
of
pretty
like
much, exactly.
Right on.
Yeah.
I feel like these
And
are
like a little weird.
Yeah.
And a little weird.
Yeah.
I like
Quirky,
that, a little
you know?
eccentric.
Yeah.
So let's reveal the big thing that's going on in Ithaca, New York this weekend. It is now you're going to help me with this pronunciation, Cayuga Sound.
Yeah, Cayuga Sound.
Nailed it.
Okay, and you have a tattoo. You got the great leather
I
jacket
do,
on.
yeah,
I wish we
I
could
know.
see it. Oh, could you be so kind?
Show off my
Take it off.
Stone Temple Pilots shirt. So this is a tattoo, I don't know if the cameras can see it, of Cayuga Lake. Ithaca, it's right down there. It's right at the base of it. And that's where we're putting the festival on, actually, too.
Right at the base of the
Right at the base
lake.
of the lake, yeah. A place called Stewart Park. And Cayuga Sound Festival, it's this year's the first year. Hopefully it will turn into an annual thing. It's going to be us, The Roots, Tay Shi, Margaret Glaspie, Kay Flay, The Knox, our friends from here, Crush Club. We have some local acts. This rapper who I actually went to high school with, her name is Samus. Another local band, Izzy True, and another band called Stone Cold Miracle. And it's just an eclectic lineup of bands that we love and bands that we want to support, and it's in our hometown, and we're trying to just bring some really, really good music back to the city that raised Casey and I and gave us so much as young kids and young musicians.
Right. You talk about bringing music back to Ithaca. What kind of music scene is there in Ithaca growing up?
I mean, it was a pretty good one, honestly, especially for the size of town. It was. I didn't realize, again, until I moved away, how unique it was for having so many venues that underage bands could play. And, you could play it for free. It was none of the pay-to-play, all that, kind of messed up scheme. It was just legit. You'd send them your demo, and if they liked your music, they let you play their venue. And we played so many of those growing up. And there's a lot of music in Ithaca. There are a lot of musicians there. A lot of people who play sort of, a lot of roots music and folk and acoustic, but a lot of other types as well. And especially nowadays, it's, there's a lot of young artists coming out of all kinds of different styles cropping up there. It's really, really dope, man.
Yeah, I mean, when we were kids, though, the thing is, it was so insular.
Yeah.
Like there were the local bands that played often, and then you didn't really get to see many bands, international bands or nationally recognized bands come through town very often.
They wouldn't run it. They wouldn't run that.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
What's like the nearest big venue you guys have up there?
We have the State Theater, and then Cornell has shows. So if there was any big act coming through town, it most of the time was either coming to Ithaca College or Cornell.
You had to sneak into the college shows.
But like those aren't open for everyone. So I actually did. So there was an Arcade Fire show, I remember, at a cafeteria with like 200 people there. And I wanted to go so badly, and I just X'd my hand with a marker, and I walked in.
the old X on the hand.
Yeah.
Works every time, yeah.
But we're excited to be able to, bring some music directly to Ithaca. The college is working with the festival too. Both colleges are involved, but it's for the town and it's for everyone. So it's exciting for us.
Well, you guys are doing far more than just headlining this thing with the Roots. You actually curated it, and I'm actually curious to ask you, Adam, what went into the curation? What does that even entail? The curation of a festival like this?
I mean, that entails not only curating the music, curating the location, which we give a lot of the credit to our management team and Dan Smalls, who's the promoter, who's like the same promoter that booked their high school band when they were 16.
Awesome.
Who's great and
awesome.
who still books our shows there and is kind of creating this festival. But it, really started with getting the Roots. That was the first step. We know those guys, and we were the main support for them at their Roots picnic last year. So pretty much right after that, we had reached out to them to kind of use them as like if we can get the Roots to do this festival, let's build around it and curate the lineup around that. And once they were on board, we reached out to artists who are our friends and artists that we just truly enjoyed, and got pretty much everyone we wanted. And it's amazing how quickly it all came together.
It's exciting. And you guys are also doing something very nice, very good for the community too. Portions of the proceeds for this weekend, September 22nd and 23rd in Ithaca, are going to be going to local nonprofits. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. So we're donating some of the proceeds to organizations that Casey and I benefited from when we were kids. To start off, so we're doing it in Stewart Park, and we're giving back to the Stewart Park Preservation Society and the Ithaca Youth Bureau, who are both centered around there and based around Stewart Park. Casey and I both went to Stewart Park Day Camp as kids.
Oh, yeah.
I also was a camp counselor my first year out of college at Stewart Park Day Camp. I think I did it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, you did. I'm pretty sure.
2 years in a row. And we are giving back to CSMA, which is this community school of music and arts. I took saxophone lessons there. Casey took piano lessons there. I even took a couple dance classes.
Swing dance.
Swing dance.
Represent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, Lindy Hop. I did a little bit of that. We are giving back to so many other organizations. GIAC, which is an after-school program. The festival is being co-sponsored by a company called Reverb, which is all about making touring and making festivals green. And there are going to be no plastic water bottles sold at our festival. Everyone is going to have to bring there will be Nalgene's available for people to I think purchase. But yeah, people are encouraged to bring their own water receptacles, and there'll be fountains and stuff. And it's just trying to make it, because touring and putting on festivals, it creates a pretty huge carbon footprint.
Wasteful, yeah.
So wasteful. So we're trying to do our best to curb that.
Yeah, and it's great to see you guys give back in that way to the local nonprofits. But you guys have been doing this for a while. I know I'll direct this to Adam because this is your neck of the woods.
I can't talk about Ithaca, so.
but you can talk about the Roxy, I know, out in LA.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys did
definitely.
a cool event with Planned Parenthood out there.
Yeah, so back in March, we did a benefit show for Planned Parenthood and raised a bunch of money for them. And it was amazing. It was like a hometown show for us.
Yeah.
We're kind of off doing recording, so we weren't playing many shows. And it was cool to kind of get everyone together, and we got a lot of people to donate, and on top of like just what we raised for the show. And it was an amazing experience. I love the Roxy. I grew up going there. It's cool to play those small rooms again.
Oh, yeah. Legendary out there, man. That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
amazing.
Coming back now, we're like bi-coastal in this interview. Coming back to New York, this video that I love for Ahead of Myself. You shot it in Rochester, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
And for those that haven't seen it, if you're watching right now, you haven't seen this video, you immediately notice something different about the video. Something sticks out like the minute you're listening to this video, and you recorded your vocals live.
Yeah, the whole video is a live vocal.
And it sounds amazing.
Thank you, man.
Because I've been
Yeah.
fans of your music, but I was like, wow, Sam sounds really good in this video. What do
Thank
they do
you.
with this? Like, what are the effects? And then I looked it up. You're singing it live.
I'm singing it live.
Where did that idea come from?
Well, we wanted to do something where we took a lot of what people take it for granted in music videos. We wanted to take one thing and turn it on its head. Something simple, but that would help to accentuate the vulnerability of the song. And doing a live vocal does that. It adds a little unpredictability to it, and a rawness and a realness. I had to really train I take pretty good care of my voice in general, but for this video, I had to sing all day. I had to sing for like 12 hours straight. So.
And you're walking. As a vocalist, does that make things like more difficult? Because you're walking down the whole
I'm
video.
running around a stage. I'm bouncing
is
up
true.
and down
That
on
is true.
stage and singing at the same time. So I got a little practice of that. But yeah, I always love it when artists or when there is a piece of art that is made that does something just so simple and so subtle, but that can change the whole feel of something and change your expectations. And that's what we wanted to accomplish with this video. And I think we did it.
It's really cool in a very subtle way. It's a very unique and it stands out video. It's very cool.
And in Rochester too. We wanted to show some love for upstate New York, and that's where Casey and our grandfather worked at the Kodak building in Rochester for his whole career, and our mom was born there. Yeah, so we got some history there.
Right on. Now, what's next? I know that is this a lead single? Can we call it a lead single ahead of myself?
Yeah, you can call it the lead single for the sophomore album.
Okay.
For
What's the status on that?
Ambassadors. It's done. It's pretty much done. We're mixing and we're mastering and we're fine tuning and still writing because I think we are all of the belief that you just never know when something is going to come up. So you just got to stay open, got to stay available, and have to stay creative.
Definitely.
So we're still writing, but we have a version of the record right now that is done. And if it came out in an hour, we would be
You'd be happy.
very happy and very, very proud. Probably coming at the top of the year.
Okay, cool.
Next
We
year.
look forward to it.
Yeah, man.
More immediately, though, of course, this weekend, September 22nd and 23rd in Ithaca. Where can people go for tickets? Do we know?
You can go to cayugasoundfestival.com and you can get your tickets. You can book hotels there. You can find out information about the festival, all the food and drinks that we're having, and the acts that are playing, and check out links to their music, and got everything there.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by, and best
Thank
of luck.
you so much for
really
having me.
appreciate
Thank you.
you having us here.